There's a reason the great ones don't talk about this. A reason the champions, the warriors, the relentless forces of nature stay silent about it. You think they're keeping secrets to be selfish? No. They know if they told you, you wouldn't believe them. You'd laugh it off. You'd say it's not for you, and you go back to being average. Winners don't share this secret because most people are too weak to handle it. But today I'm breaking the silence. The secret is this: suffering is the path to greatness. Real winners don't run from pain, they chase it. They wake up every day knowing that comfort is the enemy. They don't sit around looking for motivation. They don't wait for the right moment. They create the moment by pushing through when their body screams for rest. When their mind begs them to stop, they go harder. While everyone else is looking for shortcuts, they're grinding in the dark, knowing that every second of pain is an investment in the future. Most people will never understand this because they've been conditioned to avoid discomfort. They've been told that success should be easy, that life should be fair, that happiness is the goal. Winners don't buy into that lie. They know the truth. Happiness is not the goal, growth is. And growth only happens when you suffer. When you break yourself down and build yourself back up stronger, tougher, more disciplined than before. The weak will hear this and walk away. They'll say it's too extreme, too intense, too much. That's why winners don't share the secret. Because when they do, they get laughed at. They get told they're crazy. But let me ask you this: who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who quits when it gets hard? The one who makes excuses, who blames circumstances, who waits for the perfect time that never comes? Or do you want to be the one who refuses to break, who takes the pain, who turns every struggle into a weapon? You want to know why winners are different? Because they don't just endure pain, they embrace it. They seek it out. They know that suffering is a privilege because it means they're growing. While others are crying about their problems, winners are solving theirs by getting stronger. While others are avoiding hard work, winners are outworking everyone. While others are comfortable, winners are evolving. This is why winners don't share the secret, because most people want success without sacrifice. They want results without the work. They want to be great without paying the price. But there is no greatness without suffering. There is no success without pain. There is no championship without blood, sweat, and tears. Every champion you admire, every warrior who dominates, every legend who left their mark, they all walked through hell to get there. You can either join them or stay where you are. You can either embrace the pain or keep avoiding it. But don't expect greatness if you choose comfort. Don't expect respect if you choose excuses. Don't expect to win if you refuse to suffer. Winners know this. That's why they don't waste their breath trying to convince people who aren't ready. They don't have time to explain the price of greatness to those who won't pay it. They just keep grinding, keep suffering, keep winning. Now the question is, what will you do with this secret? Will you ignore it, pretend you never heard it, go back to your soft, easy life? Or will you take it, own it, and use it to become the beast you were meant to be? No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. This is your life, your battle, your shot at greatness. The pain is coming either way. The only choice you have is whether you'll let it break you or make you. Suffering is the path to greatness. Most people will never reach their full potential because they refuse to suffer. They run from pain like it's the enemy, but that's why they stay weak. They pray for an easy life, but an easy life makes you soft. If you want to be great, you have to bleed for it. You have to crawl through hell and come out on the other side stronger. No one ever became a champion without pain. No one ever built a legacy by staying comfortable. The world has lied to you. It told you that success comes from luck, from talent, from the right circumstances. That's all bull. The truth is, success is earned through suffering. The best in the world got there because they were willing to endure what others couldn't. They didn't back down when it got hard. They didn't make excuses. They kept going when everything in them was screaming to quit. The moment you understand this, your life changes. The pain you once avoided becomes your fuel. Every setback becomes an opportunity. Every failure is a lesson. You stop looking for comfort and you start chasing suffering. You realize that the only way to become unstoppable is to keep pushing, keep grinding, keep breaking yourself down and rebuilding stronger every single day. The weak don't get this. They think suffering is a punishment. They cry about how unfair life is. They complain about how hard things are. They want the rewards without the sacrifice. But that's why they never make it. They're not willing to embrace the one thing that separates the strong from the weak. They're not willing to suffer for what they want. Look at the greatest athletes, the strongest warriors, the most relentless minds. They all have one thing in common. They suffered more than anyone else. They trained when no one was watching. They pushed through injuries, failures, and exhaustion. They took every hit life threw at them and kept moving forward. They didn't complain. They didn't quit. They didn't ask for an easier path. They suffered, and that suffering turned them into legends. You say you want to be great, but are you willing to suffer for it? Are you willing to wake up before the sun when your body is screaming for rest? Are you willing to train when you feel like you have nothing left? Are you willing to fail 1,000 times and still get back up? Because if you're not, then you don't really want it. You just like the idea of it. You want the results without the pain. And that's why you'll never have it. Most people will never push themselves to their true limits. They'll never know what they're truly capable, because the second things get hard, they quit. They think pain means stop. They think suffering means something is wrong. It's a sign that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're growing, evolving, becoming something more than you were before. Your body will lie to you. It will tell you that you're too tired, too weak, too broken to keep going. Your mind will try to protect you, telling you to quit, to slow down, to take it easy. That's when you have to push harder. That's when you have to override the weakness inside you. Because that's where the real growth happens. That's where the transformation takes place. You don't build strength by doing what's easy. You don't build discipline by staying comfortable. You build it by walking straight into the fire, by taking on the pain, by forcing yourself to keep going when every part of you wants to quit. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what makes the difference between greatness and mediocrity. Suffering isn't just part of the process, it is the process. The pain is the price you pay for strength. Every time you endure suffering, you become stronger. Every time you push past your limits, you raise the bar. Every time you refuse to quit, you prove to yourself that you're not like the rest. You're built different. You're built for more. Most people don't want to hear this. They want to believe there's another way. They want to believe that success can come without pain, without sacrifice, without suffering. But that's a lie. The only way to truly win in life is to embrace the suffering, to welcome it, to seek it out. Because the more you suffer, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the closer you get to becoming unstoppable. The greatest version of yourself is on the other side of pain. It's waiting for you in the struggle, in the sacrifice, in the suffering. But most people will never reach it because they're too afraid to go through the fire. They stop the moment things get hard. They back down when the pain sets in. And that's why they stay the same. That's why they never become who they were meant to be. This is why winners don't share the secret. Because most people can't handle it. They don't want to hear that suffering is necessary. They don't want to hear that pain is the key. They want something easy, something comfortable. But comfort won't get you anywhere. Comfort keeps you weak. The real winners, the real champions, they know the truth. And they don't waste their time trying to convince the weak. They just keep suffering, keep pushing, keep winning. Now the question is, what will you do? Will you keep running from pain, keep hiding from the suffering, keep making excuses? Or will you step up, face it head on, and embrace the struggle? Because the truth is, suffering is coming for you whether you like it or not. The only choice you have is whether you'll let it break you or make you. Comfort is the enemy. Comfort is a killer. It creeps in slowly, whispering lies in your ear, telling you to take it easy, to rest, to relax. It disguises itself as self-care, balance as reward, but comfort doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you stronger. It makes you soft, weak, fragile. It robs you of your potential, dulls your hunger, and steals your fire. Comfort is where dreams go to die, where ambition fades, and where mediocrity takes over. The weak worship comfort. They build their lives around avoiding struggle. They want the results without the work, the rewards without the sacrifice. They think they can outsmart the process, that they can find an easier way, but there is no easy way. The path to greatness is paved with discomfort, with pain, with suffering. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you're choosing weakness over strength. You're choosing failure over success. Look around. The world is filled with people who have settled. They had dreams once, they had fire, but they let comfort drown it. They stopped pushing themselves. They stopped challenging themselves. Now they make excuses, they justify their laziness, they convince themselves that this is enough. But deep down, they know they've sold themselves short. They know they gave in to comfort, and now they have to live with it. Every great warrior, every champion, every unstoppable force of nature has one thing in common. They rejected comfort. They chose the grind, the suffering, the discipline. They woke up before the sun. They trained when no one was watching. They pushed past every limit. They didn't wait for motivation. They didn't negotiate with themselves. They did what needed to be done, no matter how they felt. That's why they win, and everyone else loses. Your body craves comfort. It wants to stay in bed, to skip the workout, to take the easy route. Your mind will try to convince you that you need a break, that you deserve to relax, that there's always tomorrow. That's the trap. That's how weakness wins. If you let that voice control you, you'll never reach your potential. You'll stay stuck in the same cycle of mediocrity, wondering why your life never changes. The battle is won in the moment you refuse to give in. When your body begs you to stop, but you keep pushing. When your mind tells you to rest, but you get up anyway. When the pain kicks in, and instead of quitting, you dig deeper. That's where growth happens. That's where transformation takes place. That's where you separate yourself from the weak, from the average, from the ones who will never make it. The best in the world don't fear discomfort. They chase it. They go looking for pain. They seek out the hardest challenges, the biggest obstacles, the most brutal training. They don't want things to be easy. They want to be tested, to be broken, to be pushed past their limits, because they know that's the only way to become something greater. Every time you avoid discomfort, you weaken yourself. You train your mind to take the easy way out. You reinforce the habit of quitting. And every time you do that, you make it harder to fight back, until one day you wake up and realize you're stuck. Stuck in a life you didn't want, stuck in a body you hate, stuck in a mindset that keeps you down. And the worst part, you did it to yourself. You don't grow when things are easy. You don't become stronger by staying comfortable. You become stronger by pushing through when everything in you wants to stop, by forcing yourself to do the work when you don't feel like it, by embracing the struggle instead of avoiding it. That's how you build discipline, resilience, and unshakable strength. The truth is, life is a war. Every single day, you're in a fight against comfort, against weakness, against a voice that wants you to quit. And if you don't attack it with everything you have, it will win. It will take over, and before you know it, you'll be just like the rest. Stuck, lost, defeated. But if you fight, if you push, if you refuse to give in, you become something different. You'll become unstoppable. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to pull you out of the hole you've dug. If you want to change, if you want to be great, you have to do it yourself. That means waking up early, training hard, pushing past pain. It means making sacrifices, giving up comfort, stepping into the fire. It means doing the work when no one is watching, when no one is watching, when no one believes in you. That's what separates the winners from the losers. Most people will never understand this. They'll look at the ones who succeed and tell themselves it was luck, that they had an advantage, that life was easier for them. But that's just another excuse, another lie they tell themselves to feel better. The truth is, those who win simply worked harder, suffered more, and refused to take the easy way out. They made a choice every day to reject comfort and embrace discipline. This is why winners never share this secret, because they know most people won't listen. They know most people don't have what it takes. They could scream it from the rooftops, and still the weak would find a way to justify their laziness. So instead of wasting their breath, they just keep grinding, keep suffering, keep winning. They let their results speak for themselves. Now the choice is yours. Will you stay comfortable, stay weak, stay average? Will you keep making excuses, keep avoiding the work, keep settling for less? Or will you step up, face the pain, and do what needs to be done? Because comfort is the enemy. And the only way to beat it is to suffer for what you want, to embrace the grind, to stop negotiating with yourself and start attacking life with everything you have. Pain is an investment, not a punishment. Pain is the currency of greatness. Every rep, every failure, every setback is a deposit into your future self. But most people don't see it that way. They think pain is a punishment, something unfair, something to avoid. That's why they stay weak. They run from the one thing that can make them stronger. They complain, they quit, they break under pressure. But winners, they know that every ounce of pain is an investment in their success. Most people pray for an easy life. They want results without sacrifice, rewards without struggle. But the universe doesn't work that way. Life doesn't hand out success for free. It makes you pay for it in sweat, in discipline, in suffering. Pain is the price, and the weak aren't willing to pay. They don't understand that every painful moment is building them into something greater, something stronger, something unstoppable. When you lift weights, your muscles tear so they can rebuild stronger. When you run until your lungs burn, your endurance grows. When you push through exhaustion, your mind hardens. That pain you feel isn't breaking you, it's building you. Every struggle, every sacrifice, every ounce of suffering is a deposit into the beast you're becoming. But only if you embrace it. Only if you stop seeing pain as the enemy and start using it as a tool. Pain is the great separator. It divides the weak from the strong, the average from the elite. Everyone wants success, but only a few are willing to suffer for it. That's the difference. That's what makes champions. They don't see pain as something to be feared. They see it as the key to unlocking their full potential. They welcome it, chase it, live in it, because they know pain is the only path to greatness. Most people will never understand this. They'll keep running from pain, keep avoiding the work, keep searching for an easier way. They'll make excuses, blame their circumstances, and wonder why they never succeed. But the truth is simple. The ones who win are the ones who suffer the most. The ones who sacrifice more, endure more, push through more. They don't complain. They don't quit. They just keep grinding, keep investing, keep getting stronger. The greatest minds, the greatest athletes, the greatest warriors, they all had one thing in common. They suffered more than anyone else. They took pain others couldn't handle and turned it into fuel. They trained when no one else would. They worked when others rested. They pushed through failures instead of letting them define them. That's what separates them from the weak. That's what makes them legends. Your body will try to stop you. Your mind will try to convince you to quit. It will tell you that the pain is too much, that you can't go any further. That's the moment where champions are made, because the ones who break under that pressure never come back. But the ones who fight through it, they come out on the other side unbreakable. Pain tries to break you, but if you refuse to quit, it ends up making you unstoppable. There is no shortcut to success, no hack, no cheat code, no magic formula. There is only pain. The pain of discipline, the pain of failure, the pain of sacrifice. You either embrace it and use it, or you let it destroy you. The choice is yours. But if you think you can win without suffering, you've already lost. Because the ones who suffer the most always come out on top. Pain isn't just something you endure, it's something you seek. If you're not suffering, you're not growing. If you're not pushing yourself past your limits, you're staying the same. And staying the same is the first step to failure. Winners don't just tolerate pain, they live in it. They find ways to push themselves deeper into discomfort because they know that's the only way to keep leveling up. Most people will never tap into their true potential because they quit too early. They let pain stop them instead of using it. They make excuses instead of adapting, and that's why they stay weak. They tell themselves they tried their best, but deep down they know they gave up when it got hard. And once you quit once, it gets easier to quit again, until quitting becomes your habit and failure becomes your life. This is why winners never share this secret. Because most people won't listen. They'll hear it and nod their heads, but the moment the pain comes, they'll fold. They'll tell themselves it's too much, that it's not worth it. They'll go back to their comfortable, weak existence and wonder why they never succeed. Winners don't waste time trying to convince the weak. They just keep pushing, keep suffering, keep winning. Your pain is either going to make you or break you. You decide which. You can let it crush you, or you can use it to build yourself into something unstoppable. But if you think you can escape pain, you're wrong. Life will hit you either way. You can either choose your suffering now through discipline, through hard work, through sacrifice, or life will force suffering you later in the form of regret. The pain is coming. The suffering is unavoidable. The only choice you have is how you handle it. Will you use it as fuel, as an investment, as a stepping stone to greatness, or will you let it beat you, break you, turn you into another weak excuse maker who never lived up to their potential? Because the truth is, winners don't have less pain than losers. They just know how to use it. Now the question is, how will you use your pain? Will you invest it, embrace it, make it work for you? Or will you keep running from it, keep avoiding it, keep letting it own you? Because the only way to be great is to suffer for it. And if you're not suffering, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're already dead. Excuses destroy potential. Excuses are the language of the weak. They are the barriers between you and the life you say you want. Every time you make an excuse, you are giving yourself permission to stay the same. You are telling yourself it's okay to be weak, to be lazy, to be less than what you're capable of. Excuses don't just hold you back, they destroy you, they chip away at your potential, rob you of your discipline, and turn you into a person who accepts failure before even trying. Winners don't make excuses. They don't waste time explaining why they can't do something. They don't look for reasons to quit. They find solutions. They push through. They show up even when they're tired, even when they're hurting, even when they don't feel like it. Because they understand that every excuse is a step backward, a decision to stay mediocre, a choice to be weak. And weakness is not an option. Excuses are seductive. They sound logical. They tell you that you need to rest, that it's not the right time, that you're busy, too tired, too old, too young. Excuses will always give you an easy way out. And the moment you take it, you set a new standard for yourself, one of quitting, one of backing down, one of choosing comfort over growth. And once you start making excuses, it becomes a habit that will ruin your life. The truth is, nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares why you couldn't wake up early, why you didn't train, why you didn't push harder. The world only cares about results. You either showed up and did the work, or you didn't. You either pushed through the pain or you quit. You either succeeded or you failed. That's it. Everything else is just noise. Winners understand this. Losers hide behind excuses. Excuses don't change reality. You can tell yourself a million reasons why you can't do something, but at the end of the day, your potential is still there, waiting for you to stop being weak. The weight still needs to be lifted. The miles still need to be run. The work still needs to be done. No excuse will ever do that for you. No excuse will ever make you stronger, faster, or better. Only work will. Every time you make an excuse, you kill a piece of your future. You take a step further from the person you were meant to be. You allow yourself to settle. And the worst part, you start to believe your own lies. You start to accept that maybe you really can't do it, that maybe you're not good enough, not strong enough, not talented enough. But the truth is, you are capable, you're just too weak to push through the discomfort. People love to blame their circumstances. They love to say they don't have time, don't have the resources, don't have the right genetics, the right connections, the right opportunities. But the ones who win didn't have it easy either. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions. They didn't sit around hoping life would hand them success. They made it happen. They worked harder than everyone else. They found a way no matter what. You think winners never had reasons to quit? You think they never had obstacles, pain, setbacks? They had plenty. But they didn't let those things stop them. They didn't make excuses. They adapted. They adjusted. They suffered, but they kept moving forward. That's the difference between the strong and the weak. The weak stop when things get hard. The strong push through no matter what. You can either make progress or you can make excuses. You can either get better or you can keep justifying why you're still in the same place. But you can't do both. The ones who make progress show up when they don't feel like it, push through pain, stay disciplined, and refuse to quit. The ones who don't, they keep telling themselves stories about why they can't, and then they wonder why nothing in their life changes. The reality is, the only thing standing between you and what you want is your own mind. If you're tired, push through it. If you're sore, do it anyway. If you're busy, make time. If you're doubting yourself, shut up and get to work, because nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody is coming to save you. The only way out is through, and the only thing that will get you there is action. This is why winners never share the secret, because most people don't want to hear it. They want to believe that success is about luck, about circumstances, about things outside their control. Because if they admit that it's just about work, about discipline, about sacrifice, then they have to face the truth. They are the problem. Their mindset is the problem. Their excuses are the reason they're stuck. And they don't want to hear that. If you want to be great, you have to kill your excuses. You have to stop letting weakness win. Every time you feel an excuse creeping in, shut it down. Replace it with action. Instead of saying, I can't, say I will. Instead of saying, it's too hard, say, I'll figure it out. Train yourself to reject excuses, to refuse weakness, to push through no matter what. Because that's the only way to win. Excuses are easy. Action is hard. That's why most people lose. That's why most people will never reach their potential. Because they always find a reason to quit. And every time they quit, they teach themselves that it's okay. But if you refuse to make excuses, if you push through no matter what, if you commit to doing the work regardless of how you feel, that's when everything changes. That's when you separate yourself from the weak. Now you have a choice. Will you keep making excuses, keep running from the work, keep justifying your own mediocrity? Or will you step up, take control, and do what needs to be done? Because at the end of the day, nobody cares why you didn't make it. Nobody cares why you quit. All that matters is whether or not you did the work. And if you don't, you'll be the only one who has to live with that regret. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is a lie. It's weak. It's unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind, and if you depend on it, you will fail. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going when everything in your body and mind is telling you to quit. That's why winners never rely on motivation. They don't wait until they feel like it. They show up regardless, because they know that the only thing that separates success from failure is the ability to do the work, even when you don't want to. Motivation is that feeling you get when you watch an inspiring video or hear a powerful speech. It makes you want to go all in. It makes you believe you can conquer anything. But here's the problem. That feeling fades. The moment life gets hard, the moment things stop being exciting, motivation disappears. And if you've built your habits on that temporary high, you will fall apart the second things get uncomfortable. Discipline is different. Discipline is unshakable. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're hurting, if the conditions aren't perfect. Discipline says, I don't care what the excuse is. Get up and do it anyway. That's the difference between the strong and the weak. The weak only work when they feel like it. The strong work every single day, whether they feel like it or not. Most people think they need motivation to succeed. That's why they fail. They wait until they feel inspired before they take action. And when that inspiration disappears, they stop. They think something is wrong with them. They say, I just don't feel motivated anymore. But motivation was never the answer. The answer is to stop thinking and start doing. The answer is to build discipline so strong that nothing can stop you. Discipline is a muscle. You have to train it. Every time you choose to show up, even when you don't want to, you get stronger. Every time you push through the pain, through the boredom, through the exhaustion, you become harder. And over time, that discipline becomes who you are. You stop needing motivation. You don't think about whether or not you feel like doing something, you just do it. Because that's what winners do. The greatest athletes, the greatest minds, the greatest warriors, they don't rely on motivation. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They wake up at the same time every day. They train even when they're exhausted. They stick to their routine no matter what. And because of that, they win. Not because they're special, not because they're lucky, but because they built discipline so unbreakable that quitting is never an option. Weak people don't understand this. They think discipline is restrictive, that it takes the joy out of life. But the truth is, discipline is freedom. Discipline gives you control over your mind, over your body, over your entire life. It allows you to take on challenges that would break other people. It allows you to push past limits that others accept as reality. It turns you into a machine that never stops, no matter what. Every time you skip a workout, every time you hit snooze, every time you make an excuse, you are telling your body and mind that it's okay to be weak. You are training yourself to be soft. And every time you choose discipline instead, you are making yourself stronger. You are proving to yourself that you don't need to be motivated, you just need to be relentless. That's the mindset that separates winners from everyone else. Most people will never reach their potential because they are addicted to comfort. They let their feelings dictate their actions. They only push themselves when they feel good, when things are easy. But the ones who win, they push themselves every single day, no matter what. They show up in the dark, in the cold, in the pain. They don't care if it sucks. They embrace it because they know that discipline is the only path to success. If you want to be great, you have to kill the idea that you need motivation. You have to stop waiting for the right mood, the right moment, the right circumstances, because they will never come. There's only now. There's only the work that needs to be done. And if you don't do it, nobody else will. Winners understand this, losers don't. That's why winners dominate and losers stay stuck in their excuses. This is why winners never share this secret, because they know most people don't want to hear it. Most people want to believe there's an easier way, that success is about luck, about talent, about something outside their control. They don't want to accept that the only way to win is through relentless discipline, through showing up every day, no matter what. Because that means they have no excuse for failing. There is no secret. There is no shortcut. There is only discipline. You either commit to it or you stay weak. You either take control or you keep making excuses. It's that simple. If you want to be great, if you want to dominate, if you want to live up to your full potential, you have to become a machine. You have to wake up every day and do the work, no matter how you feel. Because if you don't, you lose. It won't be easy. It will be painful. It will be exhausting. But that's the price of greatness. That's what it takes to win. And the ones who understand that the ones who commit to discipline, no matter what, those are the ones who rise to the top. Everyone else, they stay stuck in the same cycle of excuses, of weakness, of failure. And the only person responsible for that is them. So now you have a choice. Will you stay weak? Will you keep waiting for motivation that will never last? Or will you step up, commit to discipline, and become the person you were meant to be? Because at the end of the day, motivation is a lie. Discipline is the truth, and the truth will set you free. Your mind is your greatest enemy. Your mind is the most dangerous opponent you will ever face. It's the voice that tells you to quit. It's the voice that makes you hesitate. It's the thing that will break you long before life ever does. If you don't control your mind, it will control you. It will fill you with doubt, fear, and excuses. It will keep you soft, weak, and average. That's why winners never listen to it. They override it. They dominate it. They make it their slave. Most people lose before they even start because their mind convinces them they can't do it. It tells them they're not good enough, not strong enough, not talented enough. And they believe it. They let their mind dictate their limits, and because of that, they never even try. They never push past their fears. They never find out what they're truly capable of. And so they live their entire lives trapped in a prison of their own making. Your mind will always take the easy way out. It will always look for comfort, for safety, for an escape. It will tell you to hit snooze. It will tell you to rest when you're not even tired. It will tell you that you've done enough when you've barely scratched the surface of your potential. And if you listen to it, you will never be great. You will never push past your limits. You will never become the person you were meant to be. Your mind is built for survival, not success. It's designed to protect you, not to push you. It will always try to keep you in your comfort zone because that's where it feels safe. But nothing great ever happens in your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen there. Strength isn't built there. Winners understand this, so they do the exact opposite of what their mind tells them. They run toward the discomfort. They embrace the pain. Fear is a lie. Doubt is a lie. Every limitation your mind tries to put on you is a lie. You are capable of so much more than you think, but you will never know that unless you push past the voice in your head telling you to stop. The only way to destroy weakness is to face it head on. The only way to kill fear is to attack it. And the only way to take control of your life is to first take control of your mind. Most people don't want to hear this. They want to believe that success is about talent, about luck, about circumstances. Because if they admit that it's just about mastering their mind, then they have no excuse. They have to face the fact that they are the problem. That their weakness, their laziness, their fear, it's all self-imposed. And that's a truth most people can't handle. The battlefield is in your head. Every single day you wake up and go to war with yourself. Will you listen to the voice that tells you to quit, or will you override it? Will you give in to doubt, or will you shut it down? Will you accept mediocrity, or will you fight against it with everything you have? That's the real battle. It's not against the world. It's against you. And most people lose because they never even realize they're fighting. The strongest warriors, the greatest athletes, the most successful people in the world, they all had the same fears, the same doubts, the same excuses. The only difference is they didn't let those things control them. They felt the fear and did it anyway. They heard the voice telling them to quit, and they ignored it. They made a decision to master their mind no matter what. And because of that, they won. Your mind will never stop trying to break you. It will never stop looking for the easy way out. That's why you have to be stronger than it. You have to train it. You have to discipline it. Every time your mind tells you to quit, you push harder. Every time it tells you to rest, you go another round. Every time it tells you it's impossible, you prove it wrong. You do this enough times, and eventually your mind stops controlling you. You start controlling it. This is why winners never share this secret, because most people don't want to hear it. They want a shortcut. They want an easy way out. They want to believe that there's some secret formula to success that doesn't involve suffering. But the truth is, the only way to win is to conquer your own mind, and most people aren't willing to do that. They would rather stay comfortable. They would rather stay weak. You have to make a choice. Either you control your mind, or your mind controls you. Either you push past your limits, or you stay exactly where you are. Either you break through your fears, or you let them break you. There's no middle ground. There's no compromise. There's only the decision to rise above or to stay the same. And the ones who choose to rise, they are the ones who dominate. It won't be easy. Your mind will fight back. It will scream at you to stop. It will beg you to quit. But you have to push through that. You have to override it. You have to train yourself to embrace the pain, to love the struggle, to seek out discomfort. Because that's where growth happens. That's where strength is built. That's where you separate yourself from the weak. If you want to win, you have to be willing to suffer. You have to be willing to go to war with your own mind every single day. You have to be relentless. You have to refuse to give in no matter how much it hurts. Because the moment you stop fighting, the moment you let weakness win, you lose. And the only person responsible for that is you. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep letting your mind hold you back? Are you going to keep making excuses? Are you going to keep living in fear? Or are you going to step up, take control, and do whatever it takes to win? Because at the end of the day, your mind is your greatest enemy, but it can also be your greatest weapon. The choice is yours. The unbreakable mindset. Everything you just heard is the truth that most people will never accept. Winners don't share these secrets because they know the weak will reject them. The truth is brutal. It's unforgiving. It demands sacrifice, suffering, and relentless discipline. But that's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to rise above mediocrity, to separate yourself from the masses, to forge a mind so unbreakable that nothing, no setback, no failure, no pain can ever stop you. You now have a choice. You can pretend you never heard this and go back to your old ways, waiting for motivation, letting fear control you, making excuses, staying comfortable. Or you can take what you've learned and use it. You can stop lying to yourself, stop being weak, and start doing what needs to be done every single day, no matter what, because that's what it takes. That's the price of greatness. Most people will never change because they refuse to accept responsibility. They want to believe that life is unfair, that they don't have control, that they are victims. But you are not a victim. You are in control. And once you take full ownership of your actions, your mindset, your discipline, there is nothing that can stop you. That's the difference between those who win and those who fail. The winners take full responsibility. The losers make excuses. Pain is inevitable. Struggle is guaranteed. But suffering is a choice. You can let life break you, or you can let it forge you. You can let hardship make you weak, or you can use it to make yourself stronger. Every moment of suffering is a test. And the question is always the same: will you quit, or will you rise? Will you let fear win, or will you crush it? Will you be average, or will you dominate? You have the answer now. There is no secret. There is only discipline. There is only action. There is only the will to push past every excuse, every obstacle, every ounce of weakness inside you. And if you commit to that, if you refuse to quit, refuse to back down, refuse to accept anything less than your absolute best, you will win. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but the rest of your life. So now the question is simple. Are you ready to do whatever it takes? Or are you going to stay the same? The choice is yours. And the only person who can make it is you.